Welcome, gearheads and nostalgia enthusiasts. Today, we're buckling up for a thrilling ride back to the 1990s, an era of boy bands, blockbuster video rentals, and some truly unforgettable automobiles. If these cars spark a glimmer of recognition, well, you might just be revealing your vintage. But don't worry, like a fine wine, both you and these classics have only gotten better with age. Let's pop the hood on memory lane and explore some of the most searched and beloved cars of the 90s. These aren't just vehicles. They're time machines on wheels, each with a story to tell. Honda Civic, 1992 to 1995. Our journey begins with the humble yet mighty Honda Civic. This compact car was practically the unofficial mascot of the 90s roads. The fifth-generation Civic, introduced in 1992, was a game-changer. With its sleek design, impressive fuel efficiency, and reputation for bulletproof reliability, it quickly became the darling of budget-conscious buyers and tuner enthusiasts alike. Remember the distinctive egg-shaped body of the 1992 model? It was a far cry from the boxy designs of the 80s, signaling a new era in automotive aesthetics. The Civic wasn't just a car. It was a blank canvas for a generation of modders and street racers, immortalized in movies like The Fast and the Furious. But it wasn't all about looks. The Civic's VTEC engine was a technological marvel, delivering a perfect balance of efficiency and performance. If you ever heard the distinctive VTEC kick in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ford Explorer, 1991 to 1994. Next up, the vehicle that arguably sparked America's enduring love affair with SUVs, the Ford Explorer. Introduced in 1990 as a 1991 model, the Explorer quickly became a suburban status symbol and a fixture in driveways across the nation. The Explorer struck a chord with families looking for a vehicle that could do it all. Comfortable enough for the daily commute, spacious enough for road trips, and rugged enough for weekend adventures. It was the Swiss Army knife of vehicles, equally at home on city streets and muddy trails. Remember the two-tone paint jobs? Or the iconic Eddie Bauer edition with its plush interiors? The Explorer wasn't just transportation. It was a lifestyle statement. It said, "I'm practical, but I'm also ready for adventure at a moment's notice." Of course, we can't talk about the Explorer without mentioning its starring role in Jurassic Park. Who didn't dream of outrunning a T-Rex in their own Explorer after watching that? Dodge Viper, 1992 to 2002. For those who craved raw power and head-turning looks, the Dodge Viper was the stuff of dreams. Launched in 1992, the Viper stormed through the 90s as the ultimate American sports car, representing unbridled performance and audacious design. The Viper was not for the faint of heart. With its massive 8.0-liter V10 engine, initially producing 400 horsepower, it was a true beast on wheels. Remember the side exhaust pipes that could literally burn your leg if you weren't careful? Or the lack of exterior door handles on the first models. The Viper was all about the thrill of the drive, with few concessions to practicality or comfort. This car wasn't trying to be subtle or sophisticated. It was loud, it was brash, and it was unapologetically American. The Viper's aggressive styling, with its long hood, dramatically flared fenders, and that iconic double-bubble roof, made it look like nothing else on the road. The Viper became more than just a car. It was a symbol of automotive extremes. It represented the idea that sometimes, too much is just enough. Viper owners weren't just car enthusiasts. They were adrenaline junkies, thrill-seekers who lived for the rush of taming this mechanical monster. Despite its intimidating nature, or perhaps because of it, the Viper developed a devoted following. Viper clubs sprang up across the country, organizing track days and meets where owners could push their cars to the limit. If you owned a Viper in the 90s, you weren't just a car owner. you were part of an exclusive fraternity of speed demons. The Viper's impact went beyond the streets. It became a pop culture icon, featuring prominently in video games, movies, and TV shows. Who can forget the blue with white stripes Viper GTS from the TV series Viper? Or the countless racing games where the Viper was the ultimate prize? In many ways, the Dodge Viper embodied the spirit of the 90s. Extreme, a bit reckless, and utterly unforgettable. It was a car that didn't just demand attention, it commanded it. And for those lucky enough to drive one, it provided an automotive experience like no other. Toyota Camry, 1992 to 1996. The Toyota Camry, the car that became synonymous with dependability. The fourth-generation Camry, introduced in 1991, set new standards for what a mid-size family sedan could be. The Camry wasn't flashy, and it didn't pretend to be. Instead, it focused on what really mattered: reliability, comfort, and value. It was the automotive equivalent of a best friend, always there when you needed it, never letting you down. Remember the smooth, quiet ride? Or the spacious interior that could comfortably seat 5? The Camry was the car that you could buy with your head and your heart. It was practical enough to satisfy your rational side, but comfortable and well-crafted enough to make every drive a pleasure. The Camry's reputation for quality was so strong that "it's as reliable as a Camry" became a common phrase. It wasn't just a car, it was a benchmark that other manufacturers strived to match. Volkswagen New Beetle, 1998 to 2010. As the 90s were winding down, Volkswagen decided to inject a dose of flower power into the automotive world with the New Beetle. Launched in 1998, the New Beetle was a modern reinterpretation of the iconic Volkswagen Beetle. The New Beetle was a masterclass in retro design. It managed to capture the essence of the original Beetle while creating something entirely new and contemporary. Remember the bud vase on the dashboard? Or the perfectly round headlights? Every detail was a nod to the past, reimagined for the future. The New Beetle wasn't just a car, it was a statement. It appealed to those who wanted to stand out from the crowd, who valued style as much as substance. It was cute, it was quirky, and it was unabashedly fun. Volkswagen's Drivers Wanted campaign perfectly captured the spirit of the New Beetle. It wasn't for everyone, and that was precisely the point. If you drove a New Beetle, you were telling the world that you marched to the beat of your own drum. Lexus LS400, 1989 to 1994. Last but certainly not least, we have the Lexus LS400, the car that put the automotive world on notice. When Toyota launched its Lexus brand with the LS400 in 1989, it sent shockwaves through the luxury car market. The LS400 was a technological tour de force. Remember the commercials showing a pyramid of champagne glasses on the hood of a running LS400? That wasn't just marketing hype. The LS400's V8 engine was so smooth and quiet that it really could pull off that trick. But it wasn't just about refinement. The LS400 offered features that were ahead of its time, like a power-adjustable steering column, an electrochromic rear-view mirror, and one of the first in-car GPS navigation systems. What really set the LS400 apart, though, was its value proposition. It offered Mercedes-Benz levels of luxury and BMW levels of performance, but at a significantly lower price point. It proved that luxury wasn't just about the badge on the hood, it was about the experience behind the wheel. The LS400 didn't just compete with the established luxury brands. In many ways, it redefined what a luxury car could be. It forced the entire industry to up its game, leading to better cars for everyone. Post. And there you have it, folks. A journey through 6 iconic cars that defined the 1990s. These weren't just modes of transportation, they were cultural touchstones, each telling a story about who we were and what we valued. If you remember these cars fondly, wear that badge with pride. It means you lived through an exciting time in automotive history, and if some of these models are before your time, well, now you know why your parents or older siblings get misty-eyed when they see one on the road. The 90s may be in the rearview mirror, but the impact of these cars can still be felt today. They pushed boundaries, set new standards, and in many cases, laid the groundwork for the cars we drive now. So, the next time you see a well-maintained Civic or a pristine Explorer from the 90s, give a nod of respect. They're not just old cars, they're rolling pieces of history. That's all for our 90s car retrospective. What was your favorite ride from the decade? Did we miss any classics? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more automotive nostalgia.